Imagine if you have your vision as the car with the right team. Imagine how quick that vision will come into the footsteps. Something that was taking 5 years, 6, 3 months.
This morning is all about leadership and influence.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the Inside Show, and this morning we come also on a different platform. Normally we just on YouTube, but this morning we will also be on Facebook. Thank you so much. Greetings to everybody. A warm welcome to you, every single one out there. We are so excited for this show here, and this morning we're going to discuss the up and coming Under African Skies Conference. This is our flagship conference for Crystal Church. I am so excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am. My friends that I phone up to come to the conference, they are equally excited. They are ready and they are tuned up to come to the conference. And this morning we're going to discuss a few things, and I trust and I believe and I hope that we will give all the necessary information. Also, I would love you please to inbox us and ask questions if you want to know something about the morning sessions, if you want to know something about what time we start, if you want to know something about who's the speakers, and the whole experience about the Under African Skies Conference. There's a lot that's going to take place here with the Under African Skies. But thank you so much for coming online, and thank you so much for your faithfulness and your commitment. For those people that's online again this morning, we were online for 5:30, and there's the old faithful people. I see you on your ticks there that you are the favorites, number one follower, number two, and so on. But thank you again for everybody. Please, if you have time, from the 27th to the 30th of March, we have a conference, the flagship conference of Crystal Church, the Under African Skies. We've got different speakers on Sunday morning at 8:30. We will start with Bishop Dr. Basil Trine. You know him. What a man of God, a fatherly figure in the nation. And for those that watch him on TBN, you will know him as a gentleman, and there's always a big ball earth turning behind him. What a man. And he's going to speak to us about kingdom lifestyle, and that we are called into God's kingdom. And the theme of the conference is believe it or not. Then the evening we have none other than the Honorable Bishop Bismarck from Zim. He's going to be here, and you know him. He's an international speaker. He preached for everybody, including the TD Jakes and all over the world. What a man. What a speaker. That's the 5 o'clock on Sunday evening. Then Monday we start at 7. All evening sessions are at 7, and then we have day sessions as well, which will be our master classes. So we would love to fill you in a little more here this morning. But first of all, before we venture deeper into the program, I want to welcome a wonderful person here that's really in his own company, in his own business, and he's doing it as on a voluntary basis to Crystal Church. And what an honor to have him. And if other churches wants to use him, he most probably will work a price out for you. But this guy is just good with conferences. We admire his style, the way he's doing it, and the visibility. He is our marketing expert with us in the room here, and he's on the team from day one. And of course, I also test and try this insights on leadership based on the F1 concept with our teams. Allow them to roll and to make mistakes. Allow them to raise their voices in the boardrooms and to differ with one another, because that's exactly what a conference is all about. It's all about training till we have it right. Good morning to you, Llewellyn. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for your availability and your volunteerism spirit, your heart. You've got a heart of gold, and thank you so much for taking time out just they just sent me now the tag, and I see my name is on it. Crystal Church Under African Skies. When you register, yes, you will receive a tag similar to the one that I have in my hand. So everybody that comes through the doors will receive one. A tag like this.
So those are for masterclass attendees, masterclass delegates.
Okay.
We wanted to really differentiate people who have invested in themselves in terms of development in our masterclasses, because we really have put together as the Under African Skies Masterclasses is a program that is designed to address holistically the whole man. So we're talking spiritual leadership. We're talking leadership in general. We're talking. There's just so many aspects that can really take people to the next level in their lives. And
you're running ahead of me now. This is what the tech is all about.
To differentiate. We're showing you've invested in yourself.
Great. Tell me quickly about the Under-African Skies. When we started off with our very first meeting, what's the progress and where are we now from a marketing perspective?
Wow, from a marketing perspective, we've made some major strides. We've had I would call it a world-class campaign that has reached across digital platforms. It was a human-centric campaign that we were able to target people based on interests and based on their geographical location. And we've really been able to just hone in on people who were interested in development, interested in Christianity, interested in doing better and making and coming out of where we've just come from in a stronger way.
Give us a process quickly up to now. Where did we start out and where are we now with our marketing?
Awesome. So look, we use digital as the basis to start on, because that's where we gleaned our insights from in terms of who to target, how to target them. So we had a strong social media campaign, strong Google campaign and YouTube. We also then ventured into traditional media where we were on street polls, so we were on outdoor advertising. We had quite a lot of PR in terms of reaching out to the local media, newspapers, radio stations, to let the media know what's happening within the house, within Crystal.
Well, we are so excited about that. You know, I just want to pause a little on the day sessions. Of course, if you're watching on live stream, it doesn't matter on what platform, if it's YouTube or Facebook, I would love you, please to inbox us. I'm going to ask Leandra, who's our producer here in the studio, to let me know if there's any possible questions that we need to answer. If you want to know what time it starts, if you want to know if there's hotels available for people that's coming outside the borders of South Africa, if you want anything, we're going to give you all that information on this show. I want to get to the master classes, and I want to get to Pastor Lester Constance here around the master classes, most probably just to explain a little more about what will happen on Monday per se, specifically who's the speakers on Monday and what can we expect on Monday and what's the theme around the master's class, and also most probably just share a little about your subject and what you are about to lecture. I tell you why I'm asking, Pastor Lester. There's some of our key leaders in our communities. They phoned me and asked me, can I bring my board, like elders and deacons and life group leaders and worship leaders and so on? Will there be anything beneficial for them? So yes, the answer is a yes. 3 great shouts on yes. It's around training. So I don't want to go deeper into it because I want to give you an opportunity just to paint the Monday for us. What will Monday look like on the masterclass?
Thank you so much, Doc, and thank you so much for all the listeners and viewers out there. Thank you for joining us on this platform. It's awesome to be with you. So we are excited about the Under-African Skies Conference coming up. And I think this is an important segment within the conference, your master classes. And for the Monday, we're going to deal with the evolution of church and how church has changed over the years, and especially referring to our post-COVID, because we believe that we've come through COVID. And we are here. And we are live and we are kicking. Amen. So
that was me. Sorry. That was me.
No problem.
I dropped something in the studio.
No problem.
You guys thought something happened here. You thought it was Ukraine or something.
No, we good. So the evolution of church, and so we're gonna deal with a whole lot of things within ministry. And one of the segments that I'm dealing with is the worship segment, and how things have changed. And how important is it for us to stay close to God, and even in our worship spaces, when we address the congregation, when we worship with the congregation, how important is it for people to latch onto that, and how important is it for them to know that they are important and they must not give up, and how we must motivate them. So that's a whole lecture on its own. I wouldn't say lecture, but it's going to be a practical informative session where you can take back from what we've been dealing with, and you can apply it at your church. We also have Pastor Joan going to speak about
before you go to the other lecture.
Yeah.
I just want to pause a little while on the worship sector.
Yeah.
So pastors out there, who do you think they should bring with them on this specific
so,
day?
So for that specific session where I'm going to speak on worship, you can bring your music director, your worship leaders, choir members. You can bring your pastoral team, pastors in fact themselves, because there's an important relation between a pastor and the worship leader or the minister of music. So that's going to be important segment. And how better for you to communicate with your worship leader or worship pastor, and how for the worship pastor to communicate better with the senior pastor and understand your roles within that, because there's a lot of confusion in that whole thing. There's some pastors that don't even know the names of their worship leaders. It's like,
no, I don't believe that.
No, I'm
are you
serious.
serious about that?
I'm
mean,
serious.
the person that's leading your congregation into the
yeah.
inner courts of God, you don't know
so-
their names.
So
It's
some
like-
of them don't even, there's no relationship. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
those type of dynamics are very important. So we're going to speak about that. How important your music director is within the broader scheme of things, and how that coincides with the senior pastor, and what the senior pastor's heart is for them and for the church, and so how we need to flow as being I've been leading worship. I've been the minister of music since the inception of the church from 1992 when we started. Right?
Yeah, that's when you were still young and handsome, right?
Yeah, now I'm just dancing. So from 92 up until now, you know what I'm saying? How important is it for that consistency and how to keep that? There's a lot of people out there and a lot of pastors that are struggling to keep musicians, to keep worship leaders. And so there's a little dynamics that we're going to deal with in order to make it easier for you to move forward.
Well, that's rather interesting.
Yeah.
I just want to see who's on the line. I see Melise. Melise is on the line. Is that mine? They just switch it on there. Melise is on the line there. Ruth Matthews is on the line. Virgil Davis. Blanche is on the line. Thank you so much, guys. I wish you guys can hit me with some questions and do me a favor. If it's our congregation that's on, do me a favor. Please send us on your platforms. What do you call it? Tagging.
Share.
Share.
Yeah, to
please
share,
share with our congregation. If somebody can also share to my page, I will appreciate it. If the technical team can share to my page, I will appreciate that, so that I can pick people up on my page as well. And everybody's in the studio here. Let's share to everyone's page, because we just need to give as much information as possible. So then we have let me share on still on Monday.
Yeah,
I've got Dr. Ellen Busak.
Correct.
That will also share. What's the theme of the whole Monday? The theme is
so the theme of the Monday is the evolution of church.
the evolution of church,
Yeah.
and specifically around leadership.
Yes.
So Dr. Ellen Busak will talk about the evolution around leadership.
Correct.
And everybody remembers him about back in the day in Cape Town at the university. That was the uproar just before 1994.
Yeah.
Yes. Then he was really responsible of calming down students and keeping the flame alive on behalf of toppling the then apartheid government. But Dr. Alan Busak, what a man. You must go and watch him whenever you have an opportunity. Watch this man on any subject. Now, on leadership per se, you will be surprised to see what this guy will come up. He is so strong. I had a lengthy, almost a 1 hour conversation telephonically with him around specifically about leadership. So he will use one sector around leadership. Who else, Pastor Leicester?
Then we have Pastor Joan that's going to deal also with leadership, and especially the ladies ministry, and how that has evolved, and how from one generation to the next generation, how important it is to work on that, and not just to stick with one thing, and it grows old and you lose the youngsters and so forth. So she's going to speak about
how
dynamic,
to reinvent.
how to reinvent,
I also, because
and the stuck position.
The
If
stuck
you're in a stuck
position,
position,
yes,
how
yes,
to
yes,
move
yes.
forward from
Yes.
that. Yeah.
She's strong on that, and that's
Yes.
the area that she felt God is leading her strongly to speak about, how to move out of a stuck position. Because even for senior pastors, I also have to reinvent myself constantly, And for those that don't know what the S curve is all about, it is like you start progressively moving up. Then you get the first point, which we call the breakthrough point.
Yeah.
And then you move further out, that's your pinnacle, that's your peak of ministry. Then you're ceiling out. So when you're ceiling, after that, you're going down slope. Because if you don't reinvent yourself and lift yourself up again on that level.
Yeah.
That's why you find big churches today that's empty. That's why you find streamlined churches that's empty today, because they don't know how to reinvent themselves, because they don't understand the generations. And this is what the session is all about.
True.
We already have 5 generations under one roof.
Correct.
We've got the baby boomers, which is my dad's generation. We've got myself, that's X's. We've got then the millennials. Which is my son Xavier's age. And in the same house, I have Xavier, that's a millennial, and I have Jesse, that's a Z. Then you have the after the Z is the alphas. So it's the first time ever in church circles or in any organization, if it's a company, if it's business, it's the first time ever that 5 different generations literally share the same floor, and how important it is for that breakthrough. That is so important. Then we've got
Then we've got yourself,
yes,
Doc.
no. Yeah, then I've got me. I really want to talk strongly about how to reinvent yourself.
Okay.
How to take your ministry through leadership lenses from one level to the other level. I don't want to claim that I'm perfect in that, but I would love to believe that we are cutting edge. And I'd love to believe that Crystal really understands the dynamics of change and how important it is. For instance, we started this studio within COVID.
Correct.
It was time for change. It was time for freshness and new things. And everybody in the studio knew how hard it is, how hard change is. Because everybody, you fall just in a rut. And then to get yourself out there. And this is where you test yourself. You test yourself that when there's a difficult situation, do you fall back on what you know? Or do you pause a little and see what's current? And that's important. That's what the sessions is all about. Correct. So we've got myself, we've got my wife, we've got
Dr.
you,
Ellen
we've got
Busak.
Dr. Ellen Busak
Yeah.
for the Monday. Everything around the Monday is about church growth, and church development.
Yeah, so everything about ministry.
Everything about ministry. So ministerial stuff is Monday.
Yeah.
We deal with that on Monday.
Correct.
Right. Rachel.
Just a question, Doc. In the who should attend your classes, the homiletics class?
No, we're busy with Monday.
Somebody's asking that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who should attend? Let me just answer that question,
Correct.
seeing that we have the person. Who is
Yeah.
that?
That's Lorraine that's asking.
Okay, who's attending the homiletical classes? Now, the homiletical classes, I can go from here to I don't know forever, because that's my backyard. I just enjoy that. So myself and Dr. Ellen Busak will address the homiletical classes. So
That's on Wednesday.
that's on Wednesday.
Morning.
Wednesday morning.
Yes.
That's a master class. So what we will do, we will go now back to Tuesday, right? But now we're on Monday. Then now we do Wednesday because there's a question around Wednesday. So let's cover Wednesday. It's not a problem. So who will attend? Simply this. Anyone who have a desire to preach.
Yeah.
Secondly, anyone that's preaching.
Yes.
Thirdly, anyone that's using a podium at any point in time. If it's at a bus stop, if it's on open air, if it's in a live group, it doesn't matter. Then there's people that just wants to attend because they are in key role positions in their company. And the homiletical class is really, really strong around rhetoric, style, and structure. So if you understand that dynamic, you can use that dynamic within the boardroom atmosphere. Let me give you an idea of Wednesday. So we will start on Wednesday. What we're going to use is what we call a preacher's wheel. So a preacher's wheel, there's 1 to 8. So now this is how I'm going to explain to you. If you visualize a wheel, and you visualize the center point of the wheel. From the center point to the outer skirts of the wheel, that's 0 to 10. So now, on the first one, like on sermon preparation, how much time do you take on preparation? Then you scale yourself 0 to 10. Then color that. So put it like a pie chart and color that. Now, at the end, it's going to work like a wheel. Now, watch this. So the second one is sermon delivery. So on sermon preparation, I will do that. Okay. On sermon delivery, Professor Busak will do that.
Okay.
So on sermon delivery, ask yourself, how do you deliver the message? How do you come across? and then you scale yourself between 0 and 10. The third one will be sermon exegesis. So there's two things. You find eisegesis and you find exegesis. Eisegesis is when you want the text to say what you want the text to say. But exegesis is what's the text really saying.
Actually saying.
Now, this is the nice part. So I was lengthy on the line with Dr. Busak. This is also his backyard. So what he will do on the exegetical exercise. We're going to take a text with the class. We're going to look at the text and we'll do an exegesis on the text. And when we're done on the text, we will then do a sermon on the text so that you can know how to do it. But we're going to do it firstly, the exegesis. Again, how much time do you take to interpret the text correctly? So on your pie chart, on your wheel, you color that 0 to 10. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is something like this. Now, I'm very practical, but I think because of the show, I can be practical. I'm not sure if one of the cameras can zoom, but if it can't zoom, it's okay. So it's something like this. If your center is there, right? So and you start with the first one. And I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you do it this way, right? So which means on my first one, on sermon preparation, if you don't spend a lot of time on sermon, let's say you spend 5% on sermon preparation, your wheel will look like that. If you go to the next one on sermon structure, and your sermon structures, for instance, you spend a lot of time on sermon structure, that you color the wheel there. Then you spend time on the exegesis of the text, or you don't have enough. This is a sermon delivery pie chart, right? How much time, what do you have in the text? How do you interpret the text, right? So, and let's say you do well with that and you place yourself on an 80. By now you can already see where we're going. So if you take that away, the outer circle, and you color this darker in, then you will see if your wheel is smooth on preaching. So now, if you lack in one area, you might be good in sermon deliverance, but you might be bad in the exegetical exercise. So you might be good. Let me just go through all the ones that I have here, and I discuss it with Dr. Busak. So the first one is me, sermon preparation. The second one is sermon delivery. The third one is sermon exegesis. The fourth one is sermon imageries. So I will do the imageries. There's about 7 imageries that you use in a text that you will not even know. What is an imagery? I'm not just talking about props. People don't realize that imagery is also how you do storytelling. So how do you invite somebody through the eye gate, the ear gate, the taste, the smell, all the 5 senses? So when you tell a story, how do you tell the story for people to taste the story? And I would love to believe that I'm in my comfort zone by just sharing stories on the podium. I can just relate a story, and we will show you illustrations. Then sermon structure, then sermon creativity. Professor Busak will also do sermon creativity. And then we'll do the closure of a sermon. And of course, sermon time. I wouldn't want to go there because in my own congregation, I fail on sermon time. But if it comes to other churches, I'm on time. Sometimes I just feel there's not enough time to help our church. I just want to bring them to a point. I want to speed them up. But nevertheless, that's the Wednesday session. So I'm looking forward to that. So between myself and Professor Busak, we will then rotate. And we will discuss the wheel and show everybody how to develop that. Please keep on checking, Anka, if there's anyone else.
So that Wednesday sermon, or that Wednesday session, that Wednesday session is not just for preachers starting out and those that want to preach. I believe if you were a preacher, you would want as much info. You'd never stop growing. Okay. So I'm just alluding to the fact that Dr. Alan Busak was invited, I don't know for how many years, Doc, you can correct me, 2-3 years, to lecture in Chicago by Dr.
Much longer.
Dr. Frank Thomas.
He first lectured in Mississippi.
Yes.
And then in Indianapolis.
Yes.
And Dr. Frank Thomas is the professor of homiletics at that same university.
Yes.
And I do classes every second year. Exactly. So it's really, and my doctorate is based on homiletics.
Yes.
So I like that. That is really.
So what I want to say is to viewers out there, any pastor or any preacher or anyone that's preaching at the moment, you cannot stop growing. And these lectures and these sessions are gonna help you immensely. I know I'm in that session. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting out preaching. I look at those sessions. I look at videos. I hear what Doc is doing. I hear what Dr. Frank is doing. Dr. Alan Busak. So I want to encourage all those preachers out there. I think you at the dangerous point when you feel, nah, I think I know it. I know it all. I'm comfortable with the way I preach.
That is dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous.
Yeah.
So
you know, there's
you have to keep growing.
Let me just say this. Old technique of preaching is expository preaching,
Yes.
Narrative preaching,
Yes.
and topical preaching.
Correct.
You could only categorize it into that three categories.
Yes, sir.
Now, preaching has changed. They call it
Yes.
mixed method preaching.
That's why we're busy with the evolution of church.
Of course. So
Preaching has evolved.
it has evolved. So
Yeah.
they call it, like people that claim that they're expository preachers. So when I listened to them, I said, you're not an expository preacher. They claim, and I said, no, that's not expository.
Yeah.
Because they narrative in it.
Correct.
And the minute you start mixing the
Yes.
methods,
Yes.
you are in a mixed method preaching.
Correct.
Because there's not one sermon I can go from any preacher that you listen to. There's not one person that sticks to
to one.
the topical.
Yeah.
I claim that.
Textual,
That's a given. So it's important even for experienced preachers.
Correct.
You know, just to sit at the feet of
Yeah.
Dr. Alan Busak.
Correct.
To see how we structure a sermon. Any preacher must be thirsty for that.
And yourself.
Of course, yes.
Yeah,
I would love
to-
I'd love to believe that because truly, I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it, and that is why I have a PhD within that. You know,
Yes.
I know what to lecture. Now let's get to the
Tuesday.
To the Tuesday. Who's on Tuesday? Who can tell us what's happening on Tuesday? Tuesday. Let me just invite. Oh, okay. Let's go to Nikki. Nikki, share a little about the Tuesday, or Llewellyn. Anyone can jump in when possible. But on Tuesday, share a little about that. That's Nikki. Nikki, her name is really, I just call her Nikki. She's Veronique. So Veronique is our administrator at Crystal Church on a full-time basis, and we honor her work and her duty and her work ethics. She's just a work animal. She's just runs and run and run. You wonder when will she get tired? But she just keep on running. Tell us all about the Tuesdays.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So on the Tuesday we have the business class. We have amazing speakers on the Tuesday as well. I don't know if Llewellyn would perhaps jump in there for the speakers. But for all the business people who want to experience what, you can never be too big or too small of a business to be here because you learn all round.
Yeah. Now on the Tuesday, we've themed Tuesday the mindset of success, because while we've lined up some of South Africa's greatest business mavericks. It's not just for business leaders. It's for, do you aspire to be good in business? Do you aspire to be successful? Then Tuesday is for you. Whether your organization is an NPO, whether it's a church, whether it is a mom and pop business that's only starting out, you need to make sure that you at the Tuesday session, we've got the likes of Gayton McKenzie, we've got the likes of Brodwin Kuhn, we've got Mike Maria, and we've got Pastor Tim Grage, and we've also got one of our own business coaches, Mantikwe Machaka, who's facilitating that session. So to give you some, let me
just under
step
correction,
back.
he's not going to facilitate that. It slipped my mind to bring that under your attention. Apostle Ati Vanel is going to facilitate the business section.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, he's going to facilitate that business section.
Okay.
Just under correction there.
Okay, no,
Just
awesome.
under correction. Yeah. So let's get back to Mr. Kuhn.
Yes.
So I had an interview with Mr. Kuhn the other day. You know how good it was. This guy got a testimony, and he corrected me the other day because I mentioned it and I said he was involved with hijacking. He said no, he wasn't involved with hijacking. He was involved with car theft.
Yeah.
So he was even married and was still involved in stealing cars. His wife didn't even know about it. And but if you listen to his story and how he had to reinvent himself.
Yes.
Today, I cannot tell you where this guy is. He was very modest about his status, the Forbes status.
Yeah.
He was very modest around it. But I can tell you, this guy features easily in the hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
That's where he's playing. His backyard is exactly there. So he's going to share business techniques. And there's three things he's going to do. He's going to share his background, he's going to share his current, and his business nuggets. Right. So that is something to look forward to.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Then maybe Gayton McKenzie?
Well, For those who know Gayton Mackenzie and they know the name Gayton Mackenzie, Gayton Mackenzie is going to be treating us to a different side of himself. Most people in the most people in post-COVID know of Gayton Mackenzie as the Pres or the president of the Patriotic Alliance. But we're going to be speaking to Gayton Mackenzie, the entrepreneur. The Gayton Mackenzie, the man who's reinvented himself as well a number of times and has been able to sit in a number of different boardrooms at different levels because of his ability to reinvent and because of his ability to actually see things in business and move when it's time to move.
Let's talk a little about Gayton Mackenzie. Most people, specifically the media, everybody's driving a narrative.
Yeah.
So the media goes always about his past.
Yes.
And then I like the way he answered that. So I've paid my dues.
Dues,
Yeah.
yes.
I did what I had to do, but this is me today.
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting that people always label people back in their past? Would you like God to go back to your past after God did a beautiful work in your life? Would you like God to go back to your past and remind you everything of your past? But this guy is doing phenomenal work. Not just in the communities, but also in business.
Yes.
So we can really admire the man and the information. I'm excited about the information because I hope he's going to share a little because the guy owns at least two mines. And I need to know how on earth are you doing that, to own 2 mines. You want to say something on that?
No. I'm good. I think he's a classic example of giving his all and also not giving up on himself. And that's why he can help people right now. He's helping communities all over. And I think those nuggets that he will share on business and how you shouldn't give up. You have to keep on trying and keep on moving. And I spoke to him a few times and he mentions that. He failed a lot of times, but he had to keep on trying, keep on pushing until that breakthrough came. So that's an important segment also to listen to. I'm excited for that.
And then
I just wanted to add on to that something that for me is really attractive about the business section of the masterclasses. For me, being in a small business, is the aspect of you see these guys and their success, but where did they start?
Exactly.
They really started from meager means. So for me, that is an attractive part. It's for everyone.
And they're going to share extensively on that.
Yes.
For instance, I'm busy reading the book of Mr. Murray, the guy who's the co-founder of Mug and Bean.
Yes.
So he shared a lot of personal stories, and there's good leadership nuggets in there because I just circled all those nuggets in the book. So he will also share the early ages, the beginning stages of his company. That's what we want to hear. So who is this? Who's the audience? Who do you want in this class?
Well, it's exactly what Anka said. If you're starting out, if you have an ambition to actually move beyond yourself, it's about success. And you want to make sure, there's a saying that goes, if you are friends with 5 millionaires, guess who's going to be number 6? Now, if you can't find 5 millionaires to be friends with, what do you need to do? Read their books or be in their presence. Get to a conference like this where you can be in the presence of 5 millionaires so you can be number 6. Learn their nuggets. Seek to understand what did it take to get to where they are. So we're excited. It's not just for
I can't wait. I tell you, there's so much to learn.
We just have one question here. If people want to come and pay on the day of masterclasses, would it be available for them?
I'm going to open that for Llewellyn. Llewellyn, what's your answer?
So the answer is a resounding yes. Please come on the day. You're welcome to pay. We will have card facilities, and if you need to use cash, we will accept cash payments as well.
But we will prefer you signing online.
Yes.
And also pay online.
Yes.
Yeah, that will be a plus because then we can print your ticket in advance.
Correct.
And so on. So we'll still print the ticket here on the premises in any case. But if you register early, then we can do that. Yeah. So we cover the mornings now, right? Are we good with the mornings? So the Monday, it's literally just a ministerial morning.
Yes.
So we're gonna do everything from worship to lectures to whatever question comes up around that, and please, we are open. I just noticed here, Pastor Leon James is also on the line. He's also so excited to come to the conference. Thank you so much, Pastor Leon. Appreciate it. Nancy Thomas on the line, and Bernice Asplin was on the line. Right, let's get to the morning sessions. Right.
We're done with the mornings.
Oh, we don't. No,
Yes,
no, the
it's
evening.
the
Sorry,
evening
correction. Sure, is the morning so nice and interesting? The evening sessions. Let's get to the evening sessions. Right. You go.
Okay, so in our evenings, oh man.
No. Before we get there, I need to talk about the kids' belief.
Yes.
Yeah, I need to talk about the kids' belief because there's a kids' belief
Very
running.
important.
So
there's the
it
evening
says here
sessions.
on our little brochure. I don't know what this brochure is all. Crystal Kids Belief Team is excited to host the children's age 4 to 13 at African Skies Conference. Just give us more information about the kids' belief.
Okay, so we're so excited to host your kids at the conference, meaning to say that everyone should come. Bring all your little kids along because they are catered for. I mean, I've got 2 small children and they're very excited for the program. We've got a fun-filled program throughout the 5 sessions because there's 5 sessions, which is the Sunday morning, the Sunday evening, Monday evening, Tuesday evening, and Wednesday evening. So they
Actually,
all
6, right? Or was it 5?
It's
Five.
five. Yeah. So all of them is biblical based. There's a lot of games that the kids will be, we'll be playing with the kids. There's treats to be handed out, and we'll have a pajama evening for the kids as well on the Sunday evening. So they well catered for.
Oh, I like that.
So just for clarity's sake, Anka, the sessions, the morning sessions in terms of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yes.
No children's church.
There will, unfortunately, we won't have children's church during that time, so it's only the evening. However, one more thing that one of our viewers have asked is, should they register? We'd really like you to register your kids. The reason for this is so that we can cater for your kids. We can make sure that they have all the treats that they need and the space, and we can also see what age groups we're catering towards, but they definitely covered.
But no charge on that registration.
No charge. Just
Okay.
bring them along and make sure they are happy kids. Make sure they've got their pajamas on.
So tell us, must the parents bring lunch boxes or something like that? Is there anything that they need to bring? How do we communicate that to them if needed?
Yeah, if you know your child is a cranky child, I'd advise pack a lunchbox for your child. We'll have treats, but they are
A
not.
supper box, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going
A
to.
supper box. Yeah, thank you for
Pastor
that.
Leslie.
Pastor Leslie is always very critical.
a
He
supper
corrects you. He said it's like, yes, a supper box. It's not a lunch
We'll
box.
have treats like, popcorn. Our games include having treats, maybe a sweet or a chocolate here and there, but it will not be food based. We won't hype up your kids, we promise. We will, we will do it with moderation, and your kids will go home and sleep properly. But we'd like to keep them happy in the time that they're with us and make sure that, they're well catered for, and also have a lesson that's age appropriate for them, so they walk away with something in this conference as well.
Yeah, Nikki, I will get to you soon around how's the whole planning going for the conference and so on. So, but before we get to Nikki, I just want you to share with us the evening sessions.
Okay, awesome. So what I want to actually, we've got a fantastic lineup of speakers in the evenings, but what we've created is an experience. We want you to come and enjoy the Crystal experience when you get here. So from the moment you arrive on campus, you're going to be, it's going to be like you've been transferred into a new universe. We have got so much in store for you. It's not just about coming, sitting in a seat and waiting for a preacher or waiting for the worship to start. There is so much to do. You'll be able to immerse yourself in our culture, in our history. Nikki is going to chat about, is going to share a little bit more about our food vendors. We've actually even have a food court. So you can come early. We actually invite you to come early every evening. Our sessions start at 7, but we'd love you to come early, enjoy a dinner on the Crystal campus from our food vendors, and take a stroll through our history, walk through our museum, see where we started and how God has brought us to where we are today. To go through the steps that we've walked. I believe it's just going to change your conference experience, and it's going to change your outlook on what a conference should be and how a conference should feel.
Can I just jump in there? Sorry, there was a question. This is however relating to masterclass and the food court. Will the food courts be available during masterclass or not?
Yes, they will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, share a little more around that, Nikki. while you're on
Okay,
that.
so we have food. The food court will be open throughout the conference, which is from the Sunday morning up until the Wednesday evening. We have 2 food vendors that are coming, and then an amazing coffee station. So she does
They're brilliant.
she does everything, your iced tea, your iced coffee, your milkshakes, whatever you want, you will find it here at Crystal Church every day of the conference. We've got breakfast, lunch, and supper menus. So our food vendors are really going all out to make sure that our people are happy. So you can come early. They'll be here from 5 o'clock for the afternoon sessions. They'll be here from 7 for the morning session. So you won't go hungry anytime during the conference. There's anything you want, from chips, bunnies, schoolboys, chicken, curry, whatever you want, you will find it here during the conference.
That's exciting. Even if you just come to the conference for the food, it's also okay.
Yeah, so Monday to Wednesday, McDonald's not seeing me
No,
next week.
thank you.
There's good coffee. There's good coffee on the premises. Yeah. Let's get to the evening speaker. I want to talk a little about Apostle Josie van Rensburg. So Apostle Josie van Rensburg is so current, cutting edge in Cape Town at this point in time. I would love to believe that God called him for such a time as this. I was preaching in 7 churches, 12 engagements within 7 days. And I could see how swiftly he moved amongst the churches. And by the way, with him, a lot of other pastors will come to accompany him during the conference. So I want you to get excited about this preacher. I firmly believe there's a prophetic, strong word with him. He speaks really well, and he's one of the cutting-edge pastors in Cape Town, and we have him as a special guest. Yes. As a matter of fact, back in the day, I never thought that this will ever happen to the best of us. Back in the day, when I attend a conference, it could be even a Rhema conference back in the day, or conference overseas. And some of the speakers will say, I once were you, sitting down there, and now I'm here. Yeah. And that's with Apostle Josie. He was consistently attending our Under African Skies conference with his teams. And he was telling me the information that he will take back to Cape Town from here that changed his life in his ministry and his church life and his congregation. So he's going to be a strong speaker, and I'm excited to listen to him. He's a good speaker. That's on Monday evening. The nice thing is I'm not preaching in this conference, and I'm here to receive myself from God. What's God telling me? Because I also need to take in. That's Monday night. On Tuesday, we have my son, Xavier. And the reason why we mix Xavier, can you just share a little about why our pick specifically on Xavier?
Well, Xavier is going to bring a different element to the conference. Xavier is a millennial pastor. He is dynamic in approach, very animated in his delivery and his style, and he's gonna once you sit and listen to him once, you're gonna actually fall in love with the man and fall in love with the God who he's so passionate about. Because when you sit and you talk to Xavier as a millennial pastor, the main differentiator with him is his life is about Jesus. So every conversation, it's all comes back to Jesus and how much he loves Jesus and how much he wants you to fall in love with his Jesus. So, guys, this is a millennial speaker that you really need to be. You really need to make sure that you are in that session as well.
We give it up for Xavier. He's got his own technique and style. Specifically, he's addressing the younger generation, and they are so appealing. Yesterday, we were working on the premises here, and I bumped into somebody that was busy cleaning, helping us to clean the premises and shampooing and doing stuff here on the premises. And the person was telling me that she's excited to come and listen to Xavier. So I said, why? She said, because I'm young and I understand what he's saying. I said, okay, so there's a place for everybody here. And that's that place. If you want to bring your youth groups through on Tuesday, do that, and so that they can relate. And they also have the younger pastors that they invited. And we open for that. That is what we call reinvention. We are busy moving forward. That's Tuesday. And then the Wednesday evening, we have then another than the Professor Alan Bussack.
Yes.
People, you know the exercise that you will get on Wednesday within the masterclass.
Yeah.
You will see the practical on the evening. The morning you'll get the exercise. The evening you'll see the practical, the approach, the unpacking of the text, the structure, how he delivers, the tone, the voice, the mic technique, and I can go down the line. What a speaker! Well, that's the Under African Skies. So, is there anything that anyone wants to add further on the Under African Skies? Yeah. Let's bring, before you go, Pastor Lester. Let's bring you in quickly, and then I bring Leandra in. or anyone is going to talk a little more about the African Skies, tell us about how's it going now with all the arrangements from an administrative perspective.
Well, everything is going well. The team is working together. Everybody, even if it's not your responsibility, everybody jumps in. So we all work together as a team. Everybody is excited. And I think that's why the planning is going so well, because everyone is in the same spirit. And once you're in the same spirit, everything just falls into place as it should. So I'm happy from my side. I'm happy with my team. I appreciate the help of my team, everybody working together. Today is our second final meeting as a team, and it's bittersweet because you get to be in one boardroom with everyone, and everyone puts their ideas together and we execute it, and it's just, when is the next one coming so we can feel this again?
We can't go to the next one because this is what we call in my book the pre-race. This is the pre-race. This is where you do the pit stop, where you check your time on how quick you change a tire. This is all the preparation stuff. Now the real thing is
the
on
execution.
the game day. Like this weekend it was F1 weekend. The Saturday they did the pre-race, the qualifying, and then they do grid position. And now Anka also recently jumps in. Anka's also known F1. She's like yes. She's more excited than me. She loves it, but she just like wanted Hamilton to win. I said this is not how the game works.
Hamilton will win. I don't want to hear anything else.
So the pre-race. This is the pre-race.
Yes.
So preparation for the conference, and then we do in the race. So that's now when we do the conference. When we open these doors on Sunday morning, it's in the race. And I must just admit, that's the time when you see who crack. Because you can have everything ready but pre-race, but can you stand the race? That's the thing. And then after the race we call it then now post-race. So then we need to wrap up to see what we'll do at WIN, what was worthy of praise, what needs improvement, and what is never do it again. So I was on a point where you just about, I'm going to excuse you to go on with your work, and then we will fill in others in the studio. Pastor Leslie, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was just about to say, so Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Monday evening, Tuesday evening, and Wednesday evening, we have guest artists coming through.
Yes.
For all the sessions. So we'll have Malcolm Manuel here.
Yes, sir.
He just released a EP about a month ago or so. He released the EP, so he'll be here with us the Sunday morning. Sunday evening we have Margaret Motsage. So Margaret will be here. And she's
tell people a little about Margaret.
She's ex-Family Factory, ex-Joyous Celebration, and then now she's one of the vocal coaches at Idols. So every season when you watch Idols, Margaret is the voice coach. She's the voice coach there, and she's just an exceptional singer.
And not just the singer, she understands the flow.
Oh man,
she's good with the flow.
Anointing.
She understands the spirit of God. She knows how to flow. It's so easy. As a preacher, it's the nicest thing to have her around because she reads the atmosphere and she knows exactly what to do and when to do it.
So we're gonna have a blast on Sunday evening.
Who else do you have?
Then we have Lois Duplicity, who is releasing her single on Friday. This coming Friday.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so she'll be on Monday will be her first live performance of the single that she released. Nice. So that's gonna be awesome.
So where do you get the single when she launched it? It's online platform?
It will be on all the social media platforms, all the online platforms, music platforms. And so she'll be with us. And then we have Lerato that's coming also. She was at our New Year's Eve concert that we had, and a lot of people enjoyed her, so we had to get her back. So she'll be with us also with a band and so forth. So everybody's doing live band. So that's awesome.
Are they coming with their own bands?
So everybody's doing
that's
live
going to be
band.
exercise. I hope you do the pre-race right with them.
No, don't worry. Everything will be sorted. And then we have the last on the evening, the Wednesday evening, we have our very own Jay Paris. So he just knows how to create the vibe, and the people just vibe with him. So he'll be with us also on Wednesday. Yes. And that's the lineup.
Oh, thank you for reminding me of that. Kind of you. Well, we also have in the studio now Evangelique. Will you want to take this opportunity to introduce her, and then we give her opportunity to share?
Most definitely. Thanks, Doc. I've had the privilege of working with Evangelique now quite closely in this project, and I got to really get to know the dynamic creative person who she is. And she's spearheaded the museum. That's going to take you through the history of crystal. It's going to take you through the steps that has been walked. And man, was that a journey. So
now, just on that note, myself and my wife were talking the other day. Oh, by the way, it's her anniversary.
Yeah.
Is it today? Yes, it's a happy. Let's do a
Happy anniversary.
Let's go.
Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary.
It's not just
Happy anniversary,
It's not
man,
just an
man.
anniversary. It's also a son's birthday.
Today is a
yeah.
birthday.
Isaiah's birthday.
That mic's off, right?
Yeah, just fix the mic here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the other thing, I don't know if you picked this up in this. Myself and my wife were talking one day after a meeting. Eventually, she's very intense listening to a conversation in the boardroom. And then when a contribution is always of value. I don't know if you picked it up. It's like, oh my God, I didn't see that. She goes for the detail.
Yeah.
Don't do that, I see that. Don't do that, I see that. And just a wonderful compliment I want to give to you. Just a wonderful compliment. Okay, just introduce her.
So yeah, it's my absolute privilege to introduce Evangelique Adams. She actually took the lead of creative director, so she got us going on this process, and then she merged into leading or spearheading the museum. So, ladies and gentlemen, Evangelique Adams.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for saying all those kind words. But yeah, it's surprising to say that you think I add value to the meetings, because many a times in meetings before, I get told, you're always only pointing out the negatives. I'm like, but there's a point to it.
Yeah, but people who point stuff out, they will always interpret you incorrectly.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter as long as they see what you say. That's the main point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us a little
us
about
about
what will
what
people
they
experience
expect.
when
Yeah.
they come.
Okay, so there was so much changes going on, specifically with the museum and everything. But our expectation for you, if you walk in, is not to see like 1992, 1993, 1994, but we somehow place the museum to make it look as realistic as possible to an actual museum where it tells a story. So when you walk in, we start off with the Founders Wall. We just thought it's important to also illustrate who the founders of Crystal is. And so that's a lot of the personal things, not much to do with Crystal itself. But then from there, you'll find it's not departments, it's more themes that we have created for the church as a whole. So something as simple as everybody's excited about the camera wall, the media wall, because it shows from the very first camera, the very first projector that the church has ever used. And sometimes people walk in as they see you setting up and they're like, what is this? So you see the different age. Yesterday when we were busy setting out the music things, the VHS recorder, one of the kids asked, what is this? And it's so surprising to know that the younger generation doesn't know certain things. So I think I'm excited about that. The more this was what we used to use as an iPad. This is what we used to use. So I think that's exciting in terms of the themes, to see the story, not only of Crystal, but history in general of how the progression has gone throughout time.
True.
Yeah, just on that. So the reason why we have the museum is because this year also we're celebrating
30 years.
30 years of ministry. So we literally have a first of everything.
Yeah.
Our first, what is that? From the music side, do we have as a first year?
We have the first
Mixer.
cassette recorder.
The cassette recorder.
We've got our first mixer, sound mixer that we ever used.
Yes.
Back in the tent.
Yeah.
That Doc bought from a guy that made his own music equipment, and the guy was deaf.
That was a history behind it. We didn't know we were buying a sound system, and the guy was building it. And we didn't know that the guy was there. It was like It was like we were so nervous when we started. I mean, I was just 30 years old. I mean, I cannot. What was your age then? Maybe
just out of school.
19, 18,
Yeah,
19.
just
We
out
were
of school.
laughing at Uncle Lester's outfits.
Yeah, was it big?
It was massive. It was a pinstripe jacket with a normal pants, a check jersey.
Oh my
I tell you.
word! Oh my word! So I was always waiting for him to grow old so that I can see, because for a long time he looked the same. But now I can see, the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's
okay.
changes. There must be.
Yeah. So the museum. You wanted to ask?
I think there's a lot of everything. Our first VHS recorder that we used to use back in the day, the first camera that you had, Doc, that we shot with.
That was a Betamax.
A Betamax.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's again the evolution of the church and
Yes.
how it has progressed
Yes.
and where we find ourselves now.
Yes.
I think that's going to be that's one of the highlights for me personally, is to see that museum wall. And a lot of people, when they come in here, different pastors and so forth from congregation, is to see where we started and where we are now. That it's so encouraging for you to see that whole thing, how it played out. And you can now build your own history. You know, don't despise the day of small beginnings.
Yes.
Because I promise you, whatever is small right now, it won't remain small.
Exactly.
There's a seed in the ground and it's going to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Man, eventually, is there anything more? Because I want to bring Leandra in just to share a little about our creative side on our what do you call it, the skits, the opening procession, or the skit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So eventually, thank you so much for coming in. We're
Thanks,
gonna
Van.
give an opportunity to Leandra. If there's more questions and you want to ask anything about the conference, please ask us. But we are so excited. While Leandra make a way to the seat, is there anything else from
Yes,
you?
I wanted to add while we're waiting for Leandra is we've been asking you on over and over again to please register. It's important, and I just wanted to explain why. We are a responsible organization, and at the heart of what we do is we want to make sure that that the Crystal brand, on every aspect, regardless of where you're sitting, when you look at us, you must see a responsible brand. So it's important for us to encourage you once again. Please register if you haven't registered, because we still are sadly living under lockdown restrictions, and that is a part of our duty to present you a conference in a safe environment where we're complying with all the necessary regulations.
So right.
So that is why we need you
You
to
know,
register.
people sometimes are confused.
Yeah.
They think it's only the day classes
That
that registers. So it's not just the day classes. Every single one is the evening and the day classes that needs to register.
So if you're registering for the evening,
Yes.
you just register once.
Yes.
Am I right? Then you can come any evening.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
And that is absolutely free. So
Yes.
all the evening sessions as well as the Sunday morning
Yes.
is free.
Correct.
Okay. You only pay for the master
Master
classes,
classes,
which
yeah.
is Monday morning, Tuesday morning, and Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Correct.
Okay. Just for clarity.
That's clear.
Yeah.
That's clear. Thank you so much. And then also give us the email that they can go on to the www.
Yes.
The website.
The website.
So the site, yeah. So please go on to underafricanskiesconference.co.za and you'll be able to register there.
Yeah.
It is so simple. It's a beautiful website. All the information are there. I'm just looking forward for my second recording, because they did the first one that 100 and how many questions, but they never followed that up. People are asking me when is the next one coming. So we better do one, soon. I think it would be nice to do one through the museum. Leandra, that's also our producer in the studio. Tell us a little about the Sunday evening and the what do you call it? The opening production. There's something wrong with
The
the
mic.
mic there.
Mic's off.
The mic's off there. Right, that's you. There we go.
I'm back on.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, so it's the Sunday evening, which is the 27th of March, and we will be doing an opening production. But the thing about Crystal is synergy, and this is one thing that runs throughout the organization and that we've learned from you, Doc. And so everything needs to synergize. So everything from the opening in the morning to the closing on Wednesday, it all needs to link. So the museum is not just here for lekkigheid. It tells the story so that when you get into the auditorium, you've already been sensitized of the story. Because we are doing an abstract drama, not a lot of people understand what abstract drama is because not a lot of people are theater goers. So the story will get lost, and that's the reason why the museum plays such a critical role. So we appeal to you to please come early. Take a walk through the museum, read up on the story, get sensitized to what it is, so that when you get into the auditorium Sunday night, you have this full production experience. And so that is the reason why it's so important, and we appeal to you, please come early. We've set everything up for you so that you can have a full experience through the museum. It is, I'm not lying to you, I wish I could show you, I could walk through the museum right now to see what we are talking about. It's basically what we have, and this is what drama is all about. You take something that's on script and you bring it to life, but everything has come alive. The abstract, the tangible things that you see that's objective, those things pop to life when you come into the auditorium and you experience the opening production. Also, the team that I'm working with, I mentioned that on the last show, a bunch of absolutely phenomenal people. These are not just anybody. Our director, he is an international award-winning film director. And so we are not sitting with just anybody here. We've got people, like for instance with Jennifer, who is part of the choir, she has a background in musical theater. So she is absolutely phenomenal. I wish you could be in our sessions to like see how the sparks fly. Lisa, she has a master's in theater as well, and she's a drama teacher. So that's her profession. Then we've got the cast that's working with us, from the youngest child, who is 12 years old, to the oldest adult, which is in their 40s. All these people have come together, brilliant minds, absolutely amazing creatives, and we cannot wait for you to experience the opening night.
She's giving accolades to everybody except herself, right? Yeah. So we also need to honor you for your role, because you used to playing in front of a camera and also professionally, being on a few programs and also on a lot of adverts and so on. So you're really comfortable in front of the camera as well yourself. So you equally professional.
Thank you so much.
So we just want to honor you for that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think also like we do things at Crystal. So when you come and you experience the Sunday evening, it is a church service, and we're cognizant of that. So we don't have long half an hour, 1 hour played out stuff. No, we it's gonna be concise.
Yes.
It's gonna be so impactful, and it's gonna be over before you know it.
Yeah, and don't miss it.
And don't miss it.
If you're not in an auditorium,
so the production. So the production. Speaking of, all this goes in. All this preparation and so forth goes in just for 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Weeks
weeks
of
hours
of practice.
And the time and the effort.
For less than 10 minutes.
And the money.
And
that goes into that, So
Definitely.
that is it. Man, I don't know if there's thank you so much, Leandra. If you want to check, I know from the other side, Jesse showed me that our time is up. But if there's any question now that's important for me to answer, I will do that. Give us a wrap up, Llewellyn, on the Un-African Skies. The full experience expectation. What will you tell people out there?
Well, this is going to be an experience where you're going to, this is an experience in excellence. Because from the word go, the teams have been working extremely hard. We've been putting in not blood and sweat, but we've been putting in a lot of hours, a lot of effort, a lot of excellence. Aristotle says excellence is a habit, and this is what this is what I've seen. Being able to sit and watch the practices, and being able to sit in the boardrooms, and when we're having debates about what's going to happen, what needs to happen, what has to change, because we've also been very fluid in how we've been setting everything up and how we've been evolving, because this is a dynamic and it's an alive process. We're just excited that from every single speaker that we've been able to that has been lined up. This is a conference that is going to change your life. Make sure you don't miss this one.
You know, I am so excited about the team, because I'm really selling teamwork. And you know, if you sell something, the devil is coming for you on that in that situation.
That's right.
So for us in our local congregation, to sell One Team, One Dream insights on the F1 concept, and to perfect it right here, with the best team players, we can take this book and roll it out into the rest of South Africa and the world as a working remedy. It will clearly help. Right, you've got questions there.
Yes, so we've got a few comments. I think that we've answered most of it quite effectively. There's somebody here, the username is 100% true. This person says, Lester's got good hair with a fire emoji. And then we've got Otto Constance. Thank you so much for tagging the link to our Under-African Skies conference in our comments section, but it's also in our description. So if you do want to go and register, it's in the description below. Just click on the link and immediately it will take you to the page. And then Otto says, shout out to Steven Sunset Audio. I'm not too sure who that is. And then Odell also says that Sunday morning and evening guest pastors. So if you go, I think you came a bit late. If you go and watch the earlier in the show, you will see that we have mentioned all of it there. And then we've got Celise Kelly says, keep on keeping on. And that's it for our comment section.
Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for all that remarks and comments. We really appreciate that. Closing remarks from your side, Pastor Lester.
We're excited for Under-African Skies. It's coming up this Sunday at 8:30. 8:30. So doors will open. I'm sure doors are open here at 7:30 already.
Yeah.
And then for the evening sessions, we open doors. Sunday, we start at 6.
No, 5.
5.
Yes.
Sunday, we start at 5.
Yes.
So doors will be open from 4.
From 4, yes.
Okay, and then also all the other evenings, we start at 7. Doors will be open from 6. So you can come in, enjoy, like they say, there'll be online, there will be coffee stores and stuff over here. But we excited. The most important thing for me is come to experience God.
Yes.
The awesome presence of the Lord will be here. It will be evident. You'll experience it, and God is going to move in miraculous ways, and we're excited for that.
Yeah, praise the Lord. Believe it or not.
Believe it or
So
not.
the whole idea is, even if you don't believe,
Yes.
that God can make a way where it seems to be none. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
God will still do that.
Yes.
It's when you click in on the same frequency with God that you're going to see the breakthroughs. I personally trust God for huge things during this conference. And I firmly believe that I'm going to carry a testimony
Amen.
after the conference, a huge one.
Amen.
And I will share that testimony with you at some point. But I'm in the same position than so many of you, trusting God for breakthroughs, believe it or not,
Yes.
for where you are in your life. If it's with your marriage, your career, your children, if it's with your business, if it's with your personal life, it doesn't matter where you are. God can make a way where it seems to be none. It doesn't matter how hard and how difficult it is. Believe it or not, God can turn your circumstances around. There's no need for you to commit suicide. There's no need for you to give up on your marriage. There's no need to give up on your business. God will turn it around. That's why everything is packaged in such a way that we touch pastors, we touch lay preachers, we touch preachers, we touch businessmen, we touch every individual to show you, believe it or not, it is not late. It is not because there's a preacher that said God is always late on time.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that God will be on time in your personal life. From us to you, from Crystal, we want to invite you. Please come. And if there's any pastor whom we did not phone as yet as a personal invitation, please feel free to contact the office on 011 494 2157 or 494-1363.
Yeah.
And then please, the information will be on there. They will put it on there, and then we will answer all your necessary questions. We've got a special lounge for the pastors, and we invite all pastors just to phone us. We want to treat you well. We've got a parking space for all pastors. We've got a receptionist area for all the pastors.
That's why it's important for them to register.
Online. It's not that we will pick you up online at some point. But thank you so much for everybody. I'm looking forward to a Sunday morning. Can't wait for the conference. All of us are so super excited. May our good Lord bless you. May God keep you. May God guide you. May it go well with you.
Amen.
May it will go well with your ministry, your career, anything that you touch and do. May the grace of God be upon you. Now I release grace upon you, and peace be upon you, in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Ghost. Amen and amen. Goodbye for now. I love you, and God loves you best. Take care.
Imagine if you have your vision as the car with the right team. Imagine how quick that vision will come into the footsteps. Something that was taking 5 years, 3 months.
This morning is all about leadership and influence.